All right, so I know there's a lot of stuff going on this past week, a lot of stuff going on today. I need you to focus with me for just a few minutes. I'm going to try and answer all your questions and then give you all information. I'm going to show you how to cheat on the EOC.
Yes.
Yes, those of you on camera, I said cheat. Show you how to cheat on the EOC. I'm going to tell you how to review. I'm going to tell you everything about it. If there's any questions, please save them until the end. First of all, I have several people who haven't taken the test. Okay? Those of you who did take the test, I have graded them. We had several A's and B's, several good scores. We had a couple not so good. Okay? Be finding out as soon as I get all of them done. I am having a time after school today. I've already cleared it with Coach DeLong. So the first part of practice today, if you'd like to come in and take that test, you're welcome to do that. Okay? I will give you an hour and 5 minutes, which is exactly what everyone else had. Okay? And you can take the test and then go to practice. No punishment, whatever for track. If you'd rather go run, that's fine, but you gotta figure out my schedule and when you can come in and take it. Okay? Any questions on when to take the test? I think that only affects 1, 2. No, you took the test. So 2 of you. It only affects 2 of you right now.
Oh.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so today after school, I've got the time set aside from Coach. If you don't want to do it then, that's fine. I really wouldn't do it during advisory class because it's only 40 minutes. And you're supposed to have 105 minutes to take it. So I'd rather you do it, not 105, an hour or 5 minutes, 65 minutes. So if you don't think you need that much time, advisory is fine, but that's all the time you get. Questions? Yes?
Should I go tell him I take the test first, or will he understand?
No,
that?
I've already emailed him. I cleared it for all the students in my class that are on track. So he said it's fine, just bring a pass when you come.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. You don't have to talk to him at all. Okay, so today I've got lots of information to give to you. Some of it you may not even know you need to know. Some of it you do need to know, or you know you need to know. First of all, EOC. EOC stands for end of course. You guys know that, right?
Yes.
Some of you have taken it already. Some of you are going to have to take it for other classes. Some of you, I think that's where they are, biology or English or something.
Biology.
Okay, so those of you that are in biology, please pay attention. Here we go. First things first. Who is taking what test? I found out a very short time ago that if you were not advanced or proficient on the Algebra 1 test in middle school, then you are to be taking the Algebra 1 test again. If you were advanced or proficient, you're taking the Algebra 2. So currently, I have these 6 people that will be taking the Algebra 2 EOC. All right, so those people will take, so please note, do not ask me later, which test am I taking? It honestly doesn't matter. You're gonna I'm still talking. You're gonna walk in, they're gonna give you a username and password. You're gonna log in, and whatever test you're signed up for, it's gonna give to you. So you don't even need to remember that. They'll just help you when you review. Those of you that are not taking the Algebra 2, here's the list I have that are taking the Algebra 1 exam. Algebra 1 end of course. Now, the one thing about the Algebra 1 end of course is it does involve a lot of the same stuff we covered this year. So there's some things in the Algebra 2 we haven't even covered yet. So I'm going to give you a cheat code today on how to cheat. Yes, cheat on the EOC. Okay, so so everyone know what test they're taking and when they're taking. If you don't, go back and watch the video. Hopefully, I'm recording sound. All right, next one. The next most important question is where and when are you taking this test? Now you know if you're taking the Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, it doesn't matter. The question is when and where. You might want to note this one down, write this down, keep note, don't ask me later. Okay, first of all, we're taking it Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Now some of you two, probably already know, wait a second, Mr. Phillips, I have a track meet next Tuesday. That is correct. You have a track meet next Tuesday. So some of you will be taking it at a different time than others. So, at 8:25 in the cafeteria, these people will be taking the test then. Cafeteria, 8:25, have a charged laptop ready to go, come in, you're taking the test. Okay? Now, everyone else, okay, which I think includes everyone else in this classroom, is going to be taking it at 1 o'clock in the media center. Okay, so everyone else is 1 o'clock in the media center. So you will go to lunch. After lunch, or whatever that is, 5th hour, 6th hour, you will then come to the media center. You will not go to Yellow Jacket Success Time. You probably will not go to 7th hour because I'm your 7th hour teacher. On Wednesday, the same thing. You probably will not, well, I'll take that back. You probably will go to 8th hour because the second part of the test shouldn't take you the entire afternoon. You have unlimited time So you take as much time as you want, but those are the times and the places that you're taking the test. Questions?
Where's the media center?
Library.
Oh.
As you walk in the library, right above it, real big, it says Media Center. Okay, yes?
One of our other teachers had shown me the list, and it said I was in the morning. It's not only for track meets, or?
Yeah, that's what one of my teachers
For
said.
my test?
Yeah, they said I was
No,
in the morning.
this is where you are.
Okay.
Yeah, I took this straight off the sheet this morning. So, yes,
Let's say hypothetically.
the track meet is canceled.
I were to.
What?
Like, fail the Algebra 1 EOC.
Does not matter.
So they just want me to take
There's
it.
no fail.
They just want me to take
There's
it
no
again.
fail.
Why
It's-
do they want me to take it again?
I'm sorry?
Why am I?
Because if you get below basic or basic in the middle school, they give you a chance to redo that in high school. All we need is a score for you. It doesn't have to be a passing, doesn't have to be advanced or proficient. You just need to take it now. It will reflect upon your school and your teacher, so if you don't do well, it will make me look very bad.
I mean,
Even though I
you
didn't
teach
teach
the
you,
algebra one?
Yeah,
even though I
teach
didn't teach you.
algebra 1, so like, we didn't get taught algebra 1.
Even though I didn't teach you algebra 1, it'll still look bad on me.
Oh.
Okay? Questions?
We're fine.
So after this, is this be the last math ELC we take in high school?
So there is only one math EOC we take. It's either algebra 1 or algebra 2.
This like the only one we'll take in high school?
Correct. There's only 4 EOCs you take. The algebra 1, algebra 2, biology, English 10, and government. And that's it.
Oh,
So
this is
next
the
year you'll
only
take
ELC
2,
we take.
English and biology, and then you take government your junior year.
This is the only one we take this year?
The only one take this year. You're a freshman?
Yeah.
Only one you take this year, unless you're in English 10 or biology. Which you should be taking it now if you were. So, okay, so any questions about what test you're taking or when you're taking it? I will take this information and post it back there, so if you do, well actually I don't have to, go back and watch the recording. All right, here we go. Now, topic number 3, review. I have heard rumors that this is going on for a grade in your class. I am here to tell you, I'm putting this on recording, that the grade that I put in for you for this class based on EOC will not in any way hurt your grade. It may not help it either, but it's not gonna hurt it, okay? Not gonna worry about it. Okay, just do your absolute best. I am just telling you, out of respect for me, I would appreciate you would do your absolute best to make me look as good as possible. Just do your best, all right? So for review, it's all on you, okay? We're gonna do some today, but that's a different story. All right, so for read, there's several things you can do, okay? First one is, there is a Delta Math assignment called Intro to Desmos. If you go to, whoops, not that one. If you go to the Schoology, at the bottom there's an EOC folder, okay? This will have some stuff in there for you as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But on Delta Math, there is a thing called Intro to Desmos. Assignment basically walks you through different types of problems. I'm gonna show you how to do some things on Desmos that you can kind of cheat with. This is just some practice for that, okay? So now, is this going in for a grade? No, it's there for your review, okay? In fact, if you finish it, if you do complete it, I might throw in some extra credit, but we'll see, all right? I have to talk to the teachers, see what they're doing. Okay, so we've got the Desmos assignment. It is only assigned until next Wednesday, so after next Wednesday it goes away because the EOC is over. So if you want to review, do it before then. All right, Schoology, there are reviews for both. You need to take the one that's appropriate for you. So going back to Schoology, if you look down here, there does say an EOC Algebra 1 and an EOC Algebra 2. They're actually printed out right here. So in a little bit, I'll let you take one, going through some of those questions. You might want to practice some things on Desmos with that. I don't have an answer key yet because that was given to me this morning. So I will get answer keys posted in my classroom and online. Okay, so then there's an online practice. Here's the part I need you to pay attention to. Okay, are you listening? Are you with me? On Desmo, or I'm sorry, on Schoology, I have a link to the old EOC. So when you click on this, open it up in a new tab, it'll look something like, oops, nope, open it here. It'll look something like this. this is not what your test is gonna look like. I cannot get you to the correct site that's exactly what you're gonna look like. However, the sample questions are exactly the same. So you can go in here to the sampler, question sampler, you're always gonna pick whichever one you're taking, you know, Algebra 1. You can select, there's 2 sessions, session 1, session 2. Session 1 is all multiple choice. Session 2 is you have to type in your answers, okay? So you can practice both if you like. This is not recorded, this is not saved, this is just go on there, do what you want, exit off. Go back in and try them again or try new ones, whatever. This now doesn't save it anywhere. Okay, sampler 1 and then click start test. And then you can just kind of go through all of these, continue. It gives you some directions. I'm not gonna waste my time going through these because this is last year's EOC, last year's platform. But you will notice when you look at today's, when I pull up this year's, it's gonna be exactly the same questions and exactly the same type of tools, okay? Okay, so online sampler, you can try that one. I'm gonna show you today, this is what yours will actually look like, okay?
Well, I thought we were done with math tests.
You thought we were done with math tests and I'm sitting here talking about the EOC.
Yeah, I mean, the platform is the same.
Oh, no, it's a different platform. Okay, so, back to here, the online price, we'll run through that in a second. So today, I would like to run through some online tools, show you the tools, how to use them. I would also like to give you some Desmo tips, because I'm telling you, I've gone through practice EOCs, I've gone through the online, and I'm telling you, about 80% of the questions can be done on Desmos. Okay, you can probably get proficient if you just know how to use Desmos properly. It does everything for you. If you'd like to take out your computer and go into Desmos graphing calculator, you're welcome to and try a couple things as we go. If you don't, you can just sit there and watch and you can practice later. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to go through is some of the online tools. Once again, you'll click on the day of the test, you'll click on it, it'll look just like this. You'll say continue. There are 2 sessions. We'll look at session 1 today. It'll walk you through some general test directions like, do you see 3 circles? If you don't, your settings are wrong. It'll walk you through the different tools. I'm gonna show you how to use them. So I'm gonna skip through these for right now. The idea is on the day of the test, you should be able to skip through them as well. And then you get here and it'll say, begin the test. And notice that this is the exact same question as this sample. Okay, so it's the exact same questions, you're not missing anything. All right, so the first tool I would use when I was doing this on my laptop, first thing I did was the magnifier. Because I have bad eyes and I'm looking at that going, I can't see that. So I hit magnifier, it automatically zooms in. And now I can see the whole text, the whole question, okay? You could probably figure out most of these tools. The first one is a pointer. You have to be on the pointer, and then when you get to the correct answer, you can then choose, when it becomes a pencil, choose the correct answers that you want to choose. All right, so that's the pointer. You have the cross off, you know what that means, right? If I rule off a question, I know that's not the correct answer, I can not block it off. I'm gonna show you how to use that with Desmos on the next page. And then if you decide, oh wait a minute, maybe that's a possibility, you click on it and it goes away. Highlighter, I have never used a highlighter in a test, but you might say, okay, I need to know a factored form, so you can highlight sections. It doesn't affect your score, doesn't affect anything. This one here is a sticky note. I don't know why you'd want to do this, but you can click the new sticky note, and you can put on here, this is a stupid question. Okay, and then you can come back and read your little sticky note to yourself later. All right. The magnifier I've already showed you. The line guide, if there's a word problem or something, if you simply click on this over here, it'll actually walk you through. It's probably more for English or biology than for math. But if there's a word problem and you're having trouble reading it, that might be something good for that. I'm going to skip over this because it's simply Desmos. And then the last one is a reference sheet. You will not need this because I have 100-some copies and you'll have a paper copy of the reference sheet, so you shouldn't have to click on that. Okay? Desmos. Desmo will pop up on every single question, and you can use this for every single one of these type of questions. Most of them anyway. For instance, On this one it says, let's get rid of the reference sheet. Get rid of you. On this one it says, which of the following equations when written in factored form? Well, when I'm looking for factored form, what am I looking for? The factors, the what? The what? The zeros, or the x-intercepts, right? So if I just simply take this equation and I type it in, instead of a, I'm going to use x. 2x squared plus 8x minus 15 equals 3x minus 3. Okay? Whoops. Just leave it as empty. Okay? Well, it gives you the zeros right there and right there. So if my 0 is -4, what does that mean my answer is? Plus 4.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Oh.
If it's, now this is the one that can be a little tricky if you're not used to it. It says 1.5, so that means that x minus 1.5, right?
Yes.
Well, that's the same thing as x minus 3/2. And you remember bottoms up?
So that's
2x minus 3. And there's your answer. 2a minus 3, and there's your answer. So anytime it asks you to solve any type of polynomial, any type of equation, you can just type it in and find out where the zeros are. Okay? Okay. All right. So let's try the next question, just for fun. Next. Goes back to this one, and I need magnifier 1.5. Okay. So the question says, Kelly recorded the amount of money she earned, Y for hours worked, X in the table, select the words from the drop-down list that could correctly complete the sentence. Now, you could probably figure this out on your own. I mean, what's happening to the Y value? So the function is probably increasing, right?
I just reminded me.
Is the function linear, quadratic, or exponential? Probably linear, because they're the same. The y-intercept is probably what? If you work 0 hours, you get 0 minus, so it's probably 0, 0. Okay? But let's say hypothetically, those of you looking at your computers, you don't know how to do that. Okay? If I could put that table in Desmos, which all you have to do is come over here and click plus table, and then you can put this in there. 1, tab 15, tab 3, tab 45, tab 4, tab 60. And you just simply
What
put,
the heck? I didn't even know you could do that.
and then you put the numbers in there. Now you notice you don't see anything over here, right? Oh man, I wish there was a button that would make me see the points I just graphed. Oh, wait a minute, there is. If you go right over here, it says zoom fit. Click it, and you see the function. Now you can tell right away that that function is obviously increasing. You can tell that that's probably in a straight line, so it's probably linear. And then you can actually say, well, let's see, is 0, 0 in line? Oh, it sure looks like it's right in line with that, so it's 0, 0.
My golly.
This was a great test.
So yes, you can simply put it in a table with whatever. If it gives you a table, I would highly suggest you plug it into Desmos. All right? Now, I keep trying to show you a couple things. I see some eyes going down. Please make sure you pay attention. Yes?
Is the y-intercept
What?
x equals 0?
It actually works.
Y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is where x equals 0.
And the x-intercept is where y equals 0?
Correct. Okay. All right, very good. So we got our answers to this one. Okay, let's try one more before I show you a few more things in the power of Desmos. All right, next. So here it gives us a problem, and it says, which student correctly solved this particular expression? Well, let's say hypothetically you have no idea. I look at this and I say, it's x to the 1/3 times x to the 1/4, and I know, I don't remember that I'm supposed to add exponents. I have no idea what we're supposed to do. So I'm looking at all these choices going, I have no idea how to do this. Let's go to Desmos. Okay? This is such cheating, I'm just going to tell you. So we go to Desmos, and I'm going to put in the function x, exponent, 1/3, times x, exponent, 1/4. Now it gives me a graph of that particular function, right?
It don't look like that.
I'm sorry?
Mine doesn't look like
You gotta put it in correctly.
I did.
I hope so. It should look just like that.
Let me see yours. Mine?
Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and correct everyone's little thing. If you didn't get it right, put a mark by it, we'll go back and look at it later. Right now, I wanna get through this. So then, to see which one of these is the same, you simply put each one in. Let's go x to the 7/12. Oh, look at that. That's the exact same function.
Oh, okay.
So it must be x to the 7/12. Let's check this to make sure. Let's try 2 7s. X to the 2 divided by 7. Well, that ain't right. Those of you looking at the screen. That obviously is wrong, right? Okay, let's try to the 1/12. 1 divided by 12. Well, that's not right. Okay, so it can't be that one. So we know it has to be x to the 7/12. So we look at this and we say, okay, look, it's because the exponents should be added, so we know, hang on, we know it's not this one and we know it's not this one. Is it because I multiply or I added the exponents? Well, let's go back to our handy dandy little Desmos, and let's go back to this exponent and say, okay, let's put it in parentheses. Would you like to add them or multiply them first?
Multiply.
Let's multiply. 1 divided by 3 times 1 divided by 4. Are those the same graphs?
No.
Nope, so it's not multiply. So we go back here and we say, you know what? It's not because we multiplied them. Whoops, I need to get to my cross off. Not because we multiplied them. So it's because we added them.
Yeah. Yes, it
Let's
is.
go back here and put in a plus sign. And lo and behold, we end up with exactly the same.
Yes, indeed.
So it has to be because we added them. Boom, boom, and there you go. Okay? Now there's lots of things we can do on Desmos. Let me stop here real quick. And once again, you'll have the same things on the other version, last year's version. Its calculator is also Desmos. So it's exactly the same thing. But let me give you some tips and tricks on Desmos. Okay? I don't know how many of these you know how to do. Some of you may know how to do a lot of them. Let's say we have a function. F of x equals, I don't know, give me a function.
2x plus 1.
Let's make it even harder. Let's go
2x
x
plus
squared, whoops, x, whoops, I can't see the thing. X squared,
Plus 15, plus what? Minus 55.
x squared, then you said plus 2x minus 1?
Yeah.
And let's say I need to find a value. Okay, what's the value when x is like 5? All you have to do is f of 5. And there's your answer.
What?
When it's what? Wait, keep
What did you do?
I just put it f of 5.
But how did it not become a second function?
So give me a number. F of what value?
How did you do that?
7.
7. Put in f of 7, then you hit enter, and the answer is 62. So if I put 7 in here, that's 49 plus 14 minus 1 is 62. That does it for you.
Are you talking about the F?
Yes.
Does it work if you just put the number in the first equation?
It would, but by putting in the equation, you could put in several numbers over and over and over.
Okay.
In fact, I won't even do it. There's a little trick you can do. It's kind of fun. Make it actually slide back and forth. Priscilla, what's your question?
Is that something that you would work with, like the F of G of X type?
F of G, yes.
Okay.
So here, let's say we have that one. Let's say I have f of x, and then let's say we have g of x. This is in our last test, right? And then equals, I don't know, something like 4x minus 2. Something like that, right? Okay? And then I ask you to find, oh, my mouse is having issues. And then it asks you to find, let's say, f plus g of 5, right? Right? That's what we did, like f plus g of 5,
Yeah.
right? So I could go f of 5 plus g of 5, and the answer is 52.
Wow.
How did,
What do you forget?
no, how did you get it so it doesn't
Oh my
have
God.
a bunch of separate functions?
How did I get it so it's not a bunch of separate
Oh, I'm trying
functions?
to figure out how to do this.
I don't explain your question.
Like, 'cause when I try to do two things, it makes like completely different like functions.
I did. It's a completely different function.
So how does it say the answer? Is it
So here's the K, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you this later. It's going to work as well with other types of stats. you define your equation. I say f of x equals. So down here when I say f of 5, Desmos knows, put 5 in for x and solve.
So,
So you just have to name them different equations.
also you don't have to say f of x for every single one.
I don't say f of x, right? Say different letters.
Okay.
Even if on the test, are you listening? Even if on the test it says f of x equals and f of x equals and f of x equals, make them different letters. Okay? Then it will calculate it correctly. Okay?
So wait, what did you put in the third one?
Say again.
What did you put in the third one?
F of 5 plus g of 5. I don't think it understands the notation. F plus g. See, it doesn't understand that notation. Okay, are you looking? On the test, I use this notation, written. Desmos doesn't understand that. So if you just do them separately, f of 5 plus g of 5, it understands that. And they mean the same thing. So.
It's a silly goose.
Okay. All right, there we go. Let's see here. We'll do composite functions. Let's see. F of g of x. It won't do functions, but I wonder if it'll do numbers. Yeah. So composites like f of g and a number, it will do composites for you.
Oh my gosh.
Automatically solve it for you. Now on a multiple choice test, that's kind of nice.
It's great.
It's awesome.
We passed this.
Okay, so let's see, we did those. Any questions about how to do that? Pretty simple. All right, let's get rid of these. Here's another one that you might like. There's actually a test right here in front of me, a question off the Algebra 1 EOC practice. It says, find the mean, median, mode, and then ask you a question about it.
Oh, I hate that.
So, I'm going to take a letter, let's say D equals, and then you're going to use your bracket, and let's just name our data set, okay? Let's make it really easy.
How do you do it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay?
45.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right?
It's 45.
Did I get in there right? Oh, it's 45. Whoops. Thank you for fixing that for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So, you want to find the mean of the set of numbers. So you type in the word mean and the letter D, and it calculates the average for you.
I had to do it with the cap.
Rather than having to add them up and then divide, you just.
Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Anyway, how do you put the bracket?
Did I just not eat this or something?
Okay, wait a minute. I hear questions, but I can't hear it. What'd you say?
How do you put the bracket?
Okay, so the bracket is right here. It's right by the P.
The top one and the bottom.
You want the bracket at the bottom. So
This
just-
is really cheating. Like, I was over here. I still didn't.
Oh, catch this one. Median.
I don't know. What if you piss? What? I think it will be on this.
So, the median says, if I put them all in order, it's the one directly in the middle.
Mhm.
What if these weren't in the right order? What if they were in random orders? Let's go back to D. Let's put them in random orders. Let's say 120, comma 153, comma 130, comma 189, comma 1, 2, 3, 4,
They're in order now.
110.
I can still find the median?
Oh, I did put them in order, didn't I? Let's
Well,
change
110
160 to, let's go with 115. 115. So they're in all different orders. It still finds the median for you, and it still finds the median. It puts them in order for you and tells you which ones to do. Okay. What's the other one to that? We have a mean, we have a median. What's the other one? Problem is when you try to do mode, look what happens.
I saw.
Mode, and then you hit E, it won't do it. However,
Well, actually.
we're gonna love Desmos. If I hit the word dot plot,
What?
do you remember what a dot plot is?
No.
Here's what a dot plot is.
Sounds kind of dirty.
Whoops.
Nerd alert.
Dot plot D. Now, I don't see any day down here, do you?
I do.
I don't see any dots on here.
I do.
I do.
If there was only a button to help us out, if I come over here and put the zoom fit, boom, there's the points.
Boom.
Now,
I'm so-
is there anyone that's listed more than once?
No.
No. So if there was, let's just say here in the middle, there happened to be a 110, comma. Did I type 110 again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's right here.
Wow.
You have to
There
zoom.
should be two
You have to
110s,
zoom
why didn't
out.
it show up?
Zoom out.
Oh.
Zoom out. Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
So now it gives you two 110s.
Nice.
That's kind of scary. Like it just doesn't really like. It just
Okay.
goes up.
Okay, so I feel like I'm talking to a camera. Hopefully you can rewatch this if you need to. So that's me being the mode. There's other things you can do, like if you remember, remember in elementary or middle school when you did box and whisker plots?
We did what?
Box and whisker plots?
What are whisker plots?
Whisker?
It's like
Where we did the box and whisker?
No. No, I've never seen that before.
Okay, well there's a box and whisker plot.
What do we use that with though?
I used the bomb.
Now, if you're wondering how we knew to do all of these, and what else you could possibly do, watch the screen. If you click over here on this keypad, and you click on this word functions, here's all your trig functions, here's your inverse trig functions, there's your mean, median, minimum, it'll do minimum, maximum as well. Stats, it'll do sort, shuffle, it'll do, let's see, there's your histogram, dot plot, box plot, there's some statistics, here's your calculus. So if you don't know what to do, just find it in here.
Oh my god.
There's least common multiple.
Is this not a
This is greatest common divisor. So remember how you had trouble sometimes finding the least common multiple? Okay? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Least common multiple, greatest common factor. So if I just simply go in here and go LCM and put the numbers in there, let's say 20 and comma 45 and let's say comma 60. There's your least common multiple of 20, 45, and 60. Least common denominator, least common multiple.
How come we never were taught this?
I don't know why, I don't remember
This is
them
not
giving us
regular?
Desmos. I only remember the calculator with the regular sign on it, like on the test.
They give you Desmos now.
That sucks.
I've done it the last couple of years actually.
Nice.
I have some more to show you, but any questions? Yes.
Can you put the link to Bring on Schoology,
The link to what?
the YouTube to watch the video?
Yes. It should be on there already. But
It reset it after the
Oh.
semester. So,
Okay, so there was another one I was going to show you too. I don't know if you're interested in learning anymore. That might be too much for now. But let's say, remember the old finding the distance between 2 points?
Yes.
And it said, let's use the distance formula, and it's on your cheat sheet, and it says the square root of this big long thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's just go up here and let's just call, let me get rid of this. Let's just go up here and let's say, okay, let's say A equals, give me a point.
3.5.
3 comma what? 3 comma 5? Okay, 3 comma 5, and we're gonna label it. Bam. All right, give me another point. Let's say B.
6, 4.
B equals 6, 4. We're not being too challenging, but that's okay. 6 comma 4. Bam. Label it, and then of course we have to go home, and there's your 2 points. 3, 5, and 6, 4. And I want to find the distance between them. So all you do is you come down here, you type in the word, you know what, I want the distance. Is that the word distance?
No, you did that again.
Distance between A comma B comma.
Wow.
And there's the answer.
That's great.
Where did you put it in brackets or?
That's not.
Yep, put in brackets.
You know, if I had that at the algebra 1 yourself, I would have
Geometry.
Oh, there's no geometry, yes, we don't do.
Oh.
So here's another one.
I can.
And once again, you may not care, but another option is you can simply say, what if I want the midpoint between A comma B? Oh, there it is. Bam, popped up. There's the midpoint. So much for your distance formula to the midpoint, it'll do it for you. If you can't remember, click down here, functions, and you can find them down here at the bottom. Distance, midpoint, where were they? Distance, midpoint, right there. Geometry. Yes, ma'am?
On the test, how would you actually get to this? Like, is it just like a window right here?
On the actual test, you'll be looking at this right here. It has a little graphing tool.
That's business.
That's Desmos.
Well, I think it's not called business. They say got control.
Yeah.
And there's your functions and everything right
I
there.
would pass with flying colors.
And like, does my 504 affect the EOC or I just take it?
It's unlimited time, so I don't know what your 504 says, but probably not.
When you put the midpoint, would you put the midpoint?
Okay, so your question is midpoint, then you just put in parentheses A comma B. And that'll show you the distance between those 2 points. Actually, sorry, midpoint will show you where the midpoint is. It's right there. I wish it did slope too, but it doesn't find the slope. Okay, and then of course you guys know how to find like systems of equations, right?
No.
Like if it gives us 2x minus 3y equals 7,
Oh my god. So
and then we have, let's say, negative 3x plus 2y equals, I don't know, 8. Okay? So here's your systems of equations. There's your solution.
Wow.
Are you?
Wait, where they cross? That's the solution?
Sorry?
Where they cross?
Where they cross?
But actually,
And all you have to
I
do,
saw-
it'll show up in gray, and you can just click on it, and there it is. There's your answer. Oh, but Mr. Phillips, what if they're not equal to? Because on the algebra 2, you might have some that aren't equal to. What if it says like greater than 7? Oh, shades of 42.
Aren't they blue right now?
What if it says less than 5? Oh, it's shades of 42. And you can see the answer: blue, red, purple.
It's just like, you have to do it greater than.
Yes.
If it doesn't pop up, like if there's ever a problem where like, it doesn't pop up where it intersects, are we able to type in anything to have that show up?
So like it's way off the grid, you can't see it.
Yeah, are you able to type in something so that it shows it?
This little plus sign right here. Zoom in, minus sign.
No, the graph.
Just zoom out till you see it. Just zoom out till you
So
find
it'll
it.
always pop up in there?
It should. And then
I didn't know if you put like midpoint or it's not midpoint.
there's not always a zoom.
Intersection.
There's not always a zoom fit button, so you just zoom out. But they're not gonna give you something off in the millions or anything. And then when you're done and you wanna go back, just click home. It takes you back to your home screen. So you, okay, I know it's gonna be down here somewhere, so you can just slide up and see it. That's what they cross. Right, now there's some things Desmos will not do, okay? But a lot of times if you be creative a little bit, you can pretty much figure out what the answer's gonna be using Desmos, okay? Alright, let me go back to my screen to make sure I've got everything. Desmos tips, we're gonna find f of 2, make a table. Oh, did you see this one? Maybe you haven't seen this before. So you might wanna pay attention for just a second. Let's say we have that equation again, 2x plus 5y equals 2. Do you remember when we made the table and we had to do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2? Okay, in fact, we were using exponential functions, right? So let's say I had y equals 2, 3 to the x power plus 1, something like that. Okay, don't shoot the messenger, all right? I believe if you click here and you click the little table button, it creates the table for you.
Wow, you're being cruel right now.
Where's the table?
This guy's insane.
Wait.
So you remember all those times you were making the tables by hand?
What is that?
It's right there.
How come you didn't tell us before? Did you just want us to suffer?
Because you have to learn to do it.
It's the little setting.
You have to know how to do it in my
Wow.
class. To do it on your own. This is just giving you answers. I don't do that.
Wow.
I know. I just feel
Okay,
like.
but if we're taking a multiple choice test, there you go.
I just feel like this should, my life.
Do you guys need to see how to do that again?
Is it the
Yeah,
little
one more
settings
time.
button?
So, if you don't have it to whatever function you have, click right here, a little settings button, and then table. This one will actually duplicate your equation so you can use it again. Like let's say for instance, it said, what effect does it have? What effect does some change have to it? You could go here and you could duplicate it, and you can say, okay, well let's move this down by -9 or something. So then you could compare the two graphs and see how one affects the other. Oops. Okay, so those are bad examples, but you get the idea. But then if you just click on it and you can do table, creates that table for you. Yes?
Could you do like a set of points into like a graph, like a table into the like graph?
So yes, you can actually take and create a table. So I don't know, 0, 2, 1, 4, 2, 6, 3, 8, something like that. So there's your points. And yes, there is a way to make that into a table. I'm gonna have to look up, I tried it last hour, and I don't remember exactly how to do it, but you would have to know it's linear. So you'd have to know what type it is. And there's some, I'll look it up in just a second, there's some way you can type it in, and then it'll actually show you what the equation is. It's called a regression line. It'll show you what that is. But you have to know, oh, wait a minute, this is gonna be up 2 over 1, this is already linear, so if you don't know what the function is, it's not gonna help you out. Does that make sense? So you have to know what it is first. But let me look that up and I'll show you how to do it. It's not real hard. It's something like,
Well, you can just see the equation.
maybe it's A. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and see. I don't remember what it is.
Is this the pass?
Yes. Okay, so create equation, mean, median, mode, we did that. You can also do maximum, minimum, find those. Distance, midpoint, we did that. Okay, if there's anything else like that, I'll look that up and show you how to do it. But that's pretty much it. Any questions real quick? Now, someone tell me before everyone else comes in the classroom and or people on the camera ask the question, why did I not show you all of this all year long?
Because you wanted us to just give you the answers and you wanted us to figure it out how to do
You
it
have to know
ourselves.
how to do the math. This is just doing it quickly for us. It's kind of like 4 times 73. I know you could do that longhand. The calculus helps you do it faster. Once you know how to do it, this doesn't help you visualize. This just does it for you. So I want you to be able to see things without having to just rely on technology. All right? Fantastic. So you've got the review online to do if you want to try those online. You have the review here. If you'd rather get ready for the test and you want to stay after school and prepare for that, that's fine too. Those of you have to make it up. But here's the Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 for those of you who want to take and start reviewing for that. Let me look up that problem for you and then I'll answer whatever questions you have.
Okay.
Is the homework due?
Eventually, yes.
How was it going?
Okay, so let me get the camera turned off so we're not sitting here.